Renowned 20th century French fashion designer Coco Chanel once said, "Fashion is not something that exists in dresses only. Fashion is in the sky, in the street. Fashion has to do with ideas, the way we live, what is happening." All designers draw their ideas and inspiration from many sources. Popular culture, films, TV, art, music, dance, just about anything can influence designers.
I guess actually living itself does influence my work.
So can the work of other designers, both past and contemporary, as well as reflecting on past fashion trends and historical events. Some ideas come from unexpected sources.
I was in New York on a recent inspiration trip, and it's going to probably sound quite strange, but a lot of their drain pipes they've got, which are just metal drain pipes all over the city, have prints on them, which I kept taking photographs of because they were all different. And that's something that I gave to our fabric designer, and I said, these are really beautiful and I think we could take something from this and put it onto our fabrics. So, I mean, who would have thought a drain pipe could influence a women's wear fabric, but it in turn did.
Fashion designers draw ideas and inspiration from the materials produced by fabric makers, weavers, and dye experts. Some draw inspiration from different objects they discover, as well as previous fashions and designs from bygone eras.
I found an old chain purse, and that then led me to think about the person who used to own that. It was from the 1900s, and what she was like and what she did, and where the purse had been, and create a bit of a story around that. And then within the textures of that found object being a purse, to also think about the way the chain went together and how that would then relate back into fabric.
Many make quick sketches or take photos of things that inspire them and use those images to build up a visual diary. They may refer to the visual diary at a later stage and develop the ideas further.
It's a very quick sketch. No one else would probably be able to understand it, but then I'll reference it later on when it's season appropriate. Say for summer, I'll think, oh, that girl, she looked great in that dress. Maybe I can do something of a similar nature in the collection.
The elements and principles of design are an important part of the process and are used to create design features. The elements of design are line, shape, direction, size, texture, color, and value. A line is a mark that has length, width, and direction. These characteristics vary, and a line can be two-dimensional or implied three-dimensional. Shape is created when lines meet and surround a space. Shapes can be regular and geometric, or irregular and organic. Direction is the visual path followed by the eye, and size relates to different proportions of objects, lines, or shapes. They can be infinitely small or unimaginably large, or anywhere in between. Texture refers to the way a surface feels, or its actual texture, or the way a surface looks, that is, its implied texture. Words such as rough, smooth, silky, or furry describe texture. Color is the hue of a line, shape, or object. Something's color is determined according to the wavelength of light reflected from it. Value relates to how bright or dark something appears.
The first stage is design textile and determine colors and the texture, and also what kind of fiber I like to actually apply in terms of structure of textile. Because you can mix silk with linen or even linen with wool. It's totally up to designer.
The principles of design are balance, gradation, repetition, contrast, harmony, dominance, and unity. Balance refers to the distribution of elements in a design. Balance can be symmetrical or asymmetrical, and can create movement, tension, or serenity. Gradation is the incremental or transitional change in a design element. Repetition is achieved by the use of similar or connected design elements. Contrast relates to elements that stand out because they are different. For example, different shapes or different colors provide contrast in a design. Harmony, on the other hand, is achieved by using elements that go together or complement each other. Dominance refers to the focus given to a design. Dominance and balance can work together to create unity, which is a sense of oneness, where elements make up a coherent whole. The silhouette can also be a starting point for design ideas. Having an understanding of the male and female form helps in the creation of clothing that fits and flatters. Designers can then design clothing that has a great fit and the ability to enhance or detract from certain parts of the body. Fashion is based on trends, and predicting upcoming trends is not always easy. Designers who predict what people want are considered trendsetters, and others will follow them. Fashion is cyclical, with many trends being modified and then repeated, sometimes years later. Recognizing these trends can help in creating viable, sellable clothing, so it is important for a designer to know what is happening within the fashion world, while still working towards their initial design objective.
You have to look at the trends and you have to follow what you think is appropriate, firstly for your brand and secondly for your end consumer. Is she going to wear that? Is she interested in the trend? Is it right? Is it what you want to say about your brand at that point in time? So trends are always there.